Yes, it's your boy Blackrue back with another video. Before we get started here, let's cue my guy Indigo Saint. Bring up. It's like they changed the interface a little bit here. So give me a second here. I'll try to find it. Okay, let's go. Let's get it. Indigo Saint in the building. Blackrue investing. Let's go.
Who's this producer? Best believe I was Blackrue investing. With your money, you ain't gotta be guessing. Profits is what we manifesting. So we binge on our Blackrue investing. Best believe I was Blackrue investing. That course in this race, we ain't resting. We got stocks, we got crypto with a blessing. So thank God for that Blackrue investing. Best believe I was Blackrue investing.
What's going on, guys? Let's go. I'm really excited for today's show. Let's go ahead and share the screen here. So we're going to get into ISO 20022 is winning. Another victory lap for the patrons. Another victory lap for the Blackrue crew. Another victory lap for us crypto warriors who've been watching. The crew over here. Shout out to the patrons. We're going to get into that. Events to watch in August. And that also dovetails into what happened in 1971. Okay. Shout out to my guy, Brunswick, for providing me some information on that. So let's go ahead and share here. All right, guys. Shout out to Max and Larry at My Crypto Talk Now. I was on Max's show on Thursday. Had a wonderful, wonderful time. Shout out to those guys. They do very good research. They give like great crypto news. Shout out to my guy Max. Always a fun time. Check out the guys at My Crypto Talk Now. Wonderful, wonderful people over there. Okay, let me see here. My volume. It always changes my volume for some reason. Okay, we'll get this closer. So, okay. So you can probably hear me okay. All right, perfect. Let's get to the chat. See who's in the house here. What's up, Nerd Up Inc. Marv? Okay, so let's get into it here. Where is my okay, there we go. So ISO 20022 coins seem to be winning. Not sure if you guys are aware, but Fed now went live on 720. 720 is another one of those days that kind of has like an esoteric significance to it, but we're not even going to get into that today. But yeah, on a couple coins, ISO coins moved as a result. Let's get into it right here. XDC. Whoa, XDC. Shout out to the patrons. You guys got this on your list. So shout out to the patrons. That's a good what? Went from 3.3 cents to 5.3 cents. That's a good 60%, something like that. Shout out to the patrons. Less than a cup of coffee. Okay, less than a cup of coffee. But we did also mention this on Wednesday. So the patrons got it first. They got it in the weekly watch list. But we also mentioned this on Wednesday. So there it is, guys. There it is. Another little victory lap. But you also have XLM and XRP still kind of, they had a little faux movement. You can see it right there. Also matches with oversold. Also matches with the Wyckoff. So they had some movement here around the same time. So you know that these are three major ISO coins. Okay, so ISO seems to be winning, along with H bar. H bar got some of the same movement this last couple of days. So basically, the last 2 weeks, right? Went from about 4 cents to 5.5. Okay, touched six for a second. So ISO coins are out here winning. What it may signal to me is that ISO coins may have a little play into Fed now. Okay, so ISO coins may be connected to it, even though they tell us that Fed now is a separate thing. Okay, and then we're just gonna hop in here and go to our next topic. We're gonna probably hit the ISO coins a little bit more later. But what is happening in August? Shout out to one of my guys, AT Alien. By the way, we're gonna pull up the Telegram, completely free Telegram. Why take on the crypto world by yourself when you can do it together with a whole list of people who are sharing information completely free? Why not join the Telegram? Links are in the description if you want to do that. So just want to point this out. One of my guys, AT Alien, he was like, he shared this Robert Kiyosaki thing and he said, Blackrue for the win. I remember you pointed this out a few weeks ago. And I did. Go back cryptocurrency launching for BRICS nations. We talked about that weeks ago, right? So, toot my own horn just a little bit here. No disrespect or anything to Robert Kiyosaki. I don't follow him like that. I don't know if he's like, you know, the real deal or not. But that's why I like a lot of small crypto people like myself, like Tokenizer, like Max at Crypto, my Crypto Talk Now, Max and Larry over there. We get you with the hot facts. And then some of these huge guys, they have agendas like the Jim Cramers of the world and whatnot. Like, so always keep your mind open, keep your eye open, really look and see, if these guys are telling you the truth or not. Always discern. Don't just go for the name. But, anyways, gold back cryptocurrency is happening August 22nd. That's very, 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 very um, coincidental. Okay. Now, what I want to take you out and look at. Okay. And we've talked about this before. Okay. We're just bringing it back up, reminding you. Let's talk about it. So, what happened 52 years ago? Right. 52 years ago, and it says here today, 1971. President Nixon closes the gold window. So 52 years ago, August 15th, 1971, President Nixon took us off the gold standard. Okay. This is also very, very, very coincidental because that was 52 years ago. Guess what this year is? The year of the rabbit. What does rabbit add up to in gematria? And gematria, I know a lot of people think this is like a bunk thing. It doesn't make any sense. But if you're a coder, like I'm a coder, you will understand and you will realize that you can code English words and they're going to compile down to binary code, right? Zeros and ones. So words equaling numbers is not a new thing. It's not like this is not pseudoscience or what. This is something that makes a whole lot of sense. And we don't have to go too far out to find examples for it, right? So that's why I really think that this is a thing. Okay. Um, I've shown it to you guys before. It's taking a little while for this to load up. Okay, we'll come back to it when it loads up, and you can see rabbit will equal 52. Um, but yes, he took us off the gold standard in 1971. So it's very interesting here. Where were we? That BRICS nations may be taking us back to the gold standard here 52 years later. And what is it I always tell you guys about? The seven hermetic principles. And please let me know if this makes sense because I'm going to be hopping around to a couple different things. And I want to make sure it solidifies. Um, but it's a couple different things and they all cement together. Okay. Um, please let me know if you have any questions about this. And as always, we're going to have a TA at the end. So, you guys know I really believe very strongly in these seven hermetic principles. Um, I know some people think that Hermes is a trickster god, but these principles go way back even before him. So, I'm just going to call them the seven hermetic principles because that's what everyone calls them. But don't be hung up that Hermes and that he's a trickster god. Okay, don't be hung up on that. That this goes way beyond him. Okay, way beyond him. Okay, so here's the principle of rhythm. Principle of rhythm. We see it all the time, and I only really believe in these things to be true, and I can relate things that are true. Just like how I just related gematria to coding because that's what it is. Okay. Um, Principle of rhythm we have in these seven hermetic principles. Everything flows. Inner has tides. Everything has a rise and fall. The pendulum swing manifests in everything. The measure of the swing to the right is the measure of the swing to the left. Rhythm compensates. Okay. Okay. So what does that tell us? Everything has a rhythm. The pendulum swing manifests in everything. Okay. So what did Nixon do to us? Okay. He swung the pendulum of inflation very much up. So what happened in 1971? Um, there's a whole bunch of charts here from this site that my guy Brunswick gave us. But let's go down to some that's going to be most important. The cost of living. 1971, new house, 25K. New car, under $4,000. Tuition to Harvard, under $3,000. Gasoline, 40 cents a gallon. Postage stamp, 8 cents. Food, look, you can just see it. Eggs, 45 cents a dozen. And I know a lot of you are going to be like, oh, Blackrue, but that's the way it was. Yes, like back in the day. But look at these graphs. So here's the price of tomato soup, a can. You can see here from the 1800s basically to the 70s, it was pretty consistent. And then in the 70s, boom, right? Went from like around 10 to 20 cents for like years to up to over like $1 a can after being 10 cents, right? Inflation, generally not going up as, not too much, right? A little bit, right? Like pretty much in the 400 to 200 range to bam, all the way up. And this is 2015, all right? This only goes to 2015. I can tell you right now, we've definitely had a lot more inflation since 2015, right? All the way up to 2,300 and some percent. We all know this with the price of eggs and the price of rent today. It's way bigger, right? Way bigger. Consumer price index, electricity, food, and fruit. Consumer price index, a little bit of inflation, just a little bit. And then the 70s, boom. right? Fruit, so much more expensive, right? So much more expensive. Electricity, so much more expensive. Just food in general, so much more expensive. This is what Nixon did to us by getting us off of that. Housing crisis, ebbs and flows, and boom, right? There are probably way more charts down there, but I think we kind of understand the point here, right? Now, if we believe in that whole principle of rhythm, right? Everything has a pendulum swing. Everything does, right? So if this is where we are, where it just continues to go up, that pendulum swing has to swing back down, right? So maybe here with what the BRICS nations are doing, and I think it'll probably happen somewhere around the August 15th area, right? Kiyosaki says 22, but we can get prepared a little early, right? Something is going to happen then, okay? And maybe that's the tip off point for it. August of 15th of this year, okay? Let me see. Does that make sense to everybody? What do you guys think about that? I hope I'm still am I having good connection here? Can everybody hear everything okay? Do I need to close some things down here? Let me see. I'll close that. Please tell me guys if that made sense to everyone. And let's close. Yeah, we'll keep that going for now. What's up, Be Like Water? What is up, Chris PW? Finally managed to find you live. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. So here, okay. Now this is finally up. Now let me add some ciphers here. Standard, Latin, Sumerian, Chaldean, Shetanic. Okay, now we're gonna update this. So rabbit, 52, reduction 25, which is the mirror. It's the year of the rabbit. Um, the whole Nixon thing, 1971, 52 years ago. Okay, so let's see. So, not the only thing that's going on in August. Also, here in August, what we're going to have is full moon here on August 1st, but we're also going to have a full moon on August 31st, which let's see if it shows that down here. Special moon events. Oh, crap. What was that? Okay, it's redirecting me to something I didn't want to go to. Let's see. Doesn't show us that down here, but yeah. So we're gonna have showing moon phases for there. Okay, there it is. There it is. So August 1st, full moon. 30th, full moon. 2 full moons in August. And around the 16th, we got that new moon. So maybe that's actually going to be a downturn, right? And it would kind of make sense that that would be a downturn too, right? Because BRICS nations are launching gold, sorry, excuse me, they're launching a gold backed currency, I should say. So maybe around the 15th there, we have a little dip. Okay, they're two open. So maybe we have a dip there. So something to be very much aware of, guys. Maybe on the 15th, with BRICS nations launching a gold back currency, we have a little dip there. That's be something to be aware about. Okay, something to be aware of there. So hope that makes sense to everyone. That's what's going on. That's what's happening in August. We got the 2 full moons, so maybe we have some bullish action towards the first here, moving into where we have the bearish action when the BRICS nations launched their gold-based currency, the anniversary of when Nixon took us off the gold standard, moving into the 30th, where we have another full moon. Okay. So back to our ISO coins. And if you guys have any questions, please put them in the chat. Something interesting that I found out looking at the new list of ISO coins that was just put out on July 19th, 2024, that Cardano is now in ISO compliance. So that's something to check out, guys. Very, very interesting. Cardano, which we've already had, like we can connect this to some World Economic Forum stuff, right? Because LCX, all they was doing was launching Cardano projects. LCX is a member of the World Economic Forum. So Cardano's getting in line there. Algorand, Algorand is such a freaking bargain right now. Um, this might be the last time that we get some like 11-cent algo at this point. Let's bring up Algorand here. Just look at that. If we do this on the week chart, you can see it's dangerously close to just oversold on the week. And remember that whole hermetic principle rhythm, that whole thing we see with the Wyckoff chart and all of this stuff right here. When things go down to oversold, that's around the time when it's going to be buying and this pendulum is going to swing the other way. So that's what we got going on here with Algo. Just saying. And we can see some of the same things with what just happened here with XDC. Went all the way back, went all the way down to oversold. And this is on the week chart. And has popped up back here to overbought. Okay. Over a 60% gain if you choose to take profits now. Again, this is one of the ones on the list for the patrons. Less than a cup of coffee there. There we go. So, looking at Algo, looks very, very good. If you're going to let the whole SEC thing spook you, that's up to you. But I really do believe that Algorand has a bright future. It will not just stay down here in this 11-cent thing. I know it's like not sexy, kind of boring, right? But XDC, XLM, and XRP are doing this right now. Just wait. Algorand's going to have its day. Okay. We know Algorand's one of these ones. They're working with Bank of Italy, the Central Bank of Italy. They have a CBDC in the Marshall Islands. These guys are connected too. So here we go. And then if we look again to 11 cents to like $3, which it had hit $3 at one point. That's like what, a 30x almost? At least 26x? Just saying, something to think about. Something to think about. What is up, Casper Holstein? So yeah, guys, if we got any questions out there, go ahead and put them in the chat. Here, I just want to look at this a little bit more. I want to see if there's some more things that we missed that have been affected by that. Ooh, housing prices. Okay, yep. And rents. This is and rents too. And this is just in Amsterdam. I can imagine how it is in the United States. Home value change versus income change. Look at that. Oh, income change so small, but home value change. This is why people can't, own their own home today. From the 70s, it increased so much, and all they're doing is building apartments so you can rent, right? And really, when you own your home anyway, you don't truly own it. You're renting. You're kind of, what's the word? The state really kind of owns it. I don't know if that's like that in other countries, but that's how it is in our country right now. Gold reserves. Well, that leads me to another thing here where I think we posted it here. If you guys are not aware of this, as announced on March 15th, the board reduced the reserve requirement ratios to 0%, effective March 26, 2020. This action eliminated reserve requirements for all depository institutions. So it used to be that we would have like at least 10% reserves for all deposits in banks. Now it's 0%. Money is reserved by nothing right now, right? So this is like that should really piss you off. It pisses me off. So it really means right now, technically, money's worth nothing. Like the only reason it has a worth is because we believe in the faith of the government, right? Like it's backed by nothing right now. So understand, when these BRICS nations start backing their money by gold, what that's going to do to the American dollar. And they're already, a lot of BRICS nations like China, like Brazil, like Russia are moving away from the dollar right now. Now they're going to back their money by something. Oh man, that's, guys, guys, the dollar really has a reckoning day coming for it. Now that may not be tomorrow, maybe like 5 years from now, but it's really hitting that point, right? We have an anniversary coming up. Shout out to my guy Waters Above. I know he says this a lot. Um, Good channel. Check out his channel, Waters Above Crypto. Um, 2029 is when we have that 100-year anniversary of the Great Depression. That's another kind of date to kind of look out for. But all the kind of all of the things are getting in place for this right now. BRICS nations having gold backed currency, us having our money backed by literally nothing and no reserves in the bank for it. Why do you think banks are now saying that, oh, you can only get out this much money at a time? Because they're fearing bank runs at this point. That's why. They're fearing bank runs. Crazy stuff, guys. Currency crashes. And see, I guess you got to go all the way back to the Napoleon Wars. So there's a little thing right here, right? The pendulum swing. So, see what else we got down here. U.S. national debt, which we were talking about. Hilarious, right? Since being off the gold standard. Boop. Now, mind you, we could be on a silver standard. We could be on a like there. Let me stop. Um, it's crazy that only a certain family can make money, right? Like the Fed, we already know is a private bank. Okay, understand that it's a private bank. So when they make money and they print it out of nowhere and they issue debt on that money that was worth nothing already, who pays for that debt? We do, the common people. They just print the money and use it the way they see fit, right? So it should really, as a person who has to pay that debt in your tax money, it should really piss you off. I don't know, pisses me off. Pisses me off. Um, whole bunch of other things. Working hours to buy the S&P 500. Look at that. Since the 70s, like you got an ebb flow, and skyrockets. So, like, because lately people have been saying, oh, Nixon saved the world by taking us off the gold standard. The hell he didn't. No, he didn't. He made everything worse, like completely worse. But I think the people in charge, they understand this. They understand that there's an ebb and flow to everything, and they control both sides. By the way, so but that's another story. Energy consumption, like everything, it's just crazy, y'all. Let me see if we got any questions in here. What's up, Kenneth Carter? What's up, Jared Covey? Any comment on paper gold shorts? Do you see the short squeeze? I don't deal in that type of stuff as much. I just deal with crypto. I don't look at like and I don't play with options and those type of things. I don't play with shorts and options, uh, calls and shorts. That's up to you guys if you want to do that. Like there is money that could be made there. What's up, Teddy Harris? What's up, Courtney Johnson? There's money that could be made there, but I personally don't deal with it because your money can get liquidated. If you know what you're doing, it's a really cool thing. But I personally don't mess with that. But yeah, if you understand how to use options and shorts, like if you understand options where you can use shorts and calls, if you have a very little bit amount of money, you can turn your little money into some big amount of money. However, the whole threat of being liquidated, if you don't know what you're doing, it's a terrible, terrible thing. So I suggest anyone that does want to do like kind of shorts and calls, you do paper trading first with that. Um, and I'm not sure if that's what you meant, like fake. When they say paper trading, it's like fake trading, so you can learn how to get good at it. Um, Say the biggest thing about that is to just learn how to use charting. I have some videos on my channel about charting. Um, Let me bring up my channel. It's YouTube at Blackrue. I'm at Blackrue on most things, but also we got www.darkhorsewatcher.com. Take you straight to my channel and just learn charting more than anything. These charting things work on virtually any time frame once you kind of understand them. Then that's the best way to kind of learn how to paper trade is to use these charting skills to your best advantage. I have a video, so it's beginner crypto and stock learning videos. Look at all of these here. I use these. Other people use like the Fibonacci. That's a good one to learn. But inside of GANFAN, the Fibonacci is there. But you might want to learn how to do the Fibonacci itself alone. But you can see here we're on a week chart. Week charts are like really good for people who are swing trading, but we can take these sets of skills and these sets of indicators. That's the word I'm searching for, and use them at any time frame. So here's the daytime frame, and you can see here Hedera went down towards oversold, and eventually it popped back up to overbought. That's how you'll always see overbought. That pendulum swing, right? The whole principle rhythm, hermetic principles. Oversold, overbought, oversold, and overbought just happened to be halfway to RSI this time, but then swung back down to overbought, just happened to be up to here this time, overbought, and oversold, overbought, oversold. So that also works on the hour time frame. If we kind of zoom this down a little bit, overbought, oversold. Let's go to the 5 minute time frame. Even on the 5 minute time frame, ooh, sorry, trying to get this right here. You can see overbought, oversold portions on this 5 minute time frame. You can even take it down to a minute time frame. I just don't have the patience nor the time for this. I have a job that I do, okay? So I don't have time to look at this on that type of time. Um, but for those who could, for those who had the money to do this, um, you could make money trading just like really specific time intervals. If you know what you're doing, looking at the chart. So, a little of a segue to that, or I might have spent a little bit too much time on that question, but I wanted to be thorough. Let's go to the next one. Just like politics, it's mostly mind manipulation around national debt because we never know when the debt will be paid off uh, legitimately. Isn't that just another fear, chaos, containment field? I agree with you, Earthman, 100%. So just use common sense on this one. Like, how would you manage your own national debt? Like your own debt? Like, okay, if things got tight, you're cutting some stuff, right? All right, no, we can't go to movies no more. All right, we're no longer eating out. We're gonna make food inside, right? Look at our debt. Like, I'm gonna mention some things, and I want people not to be triggered by the things that I'm mentioning. But this is just like I'm trying to make this a common sense type of way, and to show you guys how we're all kind of being played, right? Ukraine, whatever's going on over there, right? There's no way for us to kind of prove what's going on over there because we have our day to day lives, right? There's no way for us to prove it. But if we could prove it, right, there's way a lot of our money going over to Ukraine. And we're just trusting that the government's right with it, right? So if there were like a whole organization of people that could go prove what's going on over there and said, no, we're not sending our money over there, money saved. Now, NASA, I'm not debating if space is real or not real, but okay, if your people are suffering from inflation down here, which we are, if rents are higher than they've ever been, which they are, then maybe we cut space travel. Maybe that going up there is just not important as the people down here, right? So maybe we cut that. So you see, I just gave you two things that could possibly be cut, but yet the national budget is real. It's so high, right? And again, only certain people can issue the money from a private bank. They're creating something that literally doesn't exist, printing it. It's not backed by anything, and they immediately assign debt to it. That someone has to pay it back by X amount of time. Who is that someone? They're just printing it and using it. It's us. It's all of us. So you see, right away, it doesn't make any sense. Right away, people aren't what I mean? Like it doesn't make any sense. It's all yeah, it's just all tool, another tool to kind of contain us and say, look at this thing that you don't necessarily understand. Like, yeah, it's bunk. Like the whole thing. Go back currency in the works, but the derivatives market artificially holding it down. Yes. Um, Derivatives market is just another way for people control things like we have Bitcoin derivatives markets, like these trusts and different things where you cannot redeem them for Bitcoin. You can only buy the trust, like the grayscale trust. Okay, um, all of these derivatives things are like just levers in which they can control the underlying asset. Like you don't own the gold, but you own a derivative of the gold when the gold is actually the most valuable thing. In some instances, this could work. Um, Case in point, um, Clean Spark. I've told you guys I'm invested in that, and I have had a higher X on Clean Spark than I have on Bitcoin. It's kind of a derivative in that they're Bitcoin miners. However, the goal is to move clean spark money into Bitcoin once I'm satisfied with where I am, where I want to take profits, right? And we can go over here and I can show you CleanSpark. It's kind of settled back down to 642, but I was investing at the 177 mark. Let's go one day. Let's get rid of the. So I was investing at the 177 mark. At this point, Bitcoin was around like 17K or whatever. Bitcoin's doubled, where CleanSpark has quadrupled, or yeah, like 4 times more. 177 times 4 is around $6, $7, right? So if I chose to take profits right now, and put it in Bitcoin, I now have 4 times more Bitcoin than I would if I just put my money in Bitcoin. If that makes sense. So so in some senses, you gotta like look out for certain things like these. In others, it's just used as a tool of control. I think. What's up, Italia? Great, just made it to the show. Definitely will watch from the beginning later. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. I think the Bitcoin ETFs are not going to get improved till next year, right after the halving. I think they may not get approved until like February-ish area. Again, but those definitely bode well for crypto because institutional money will be in crypto. And don't forget about this. Bank of International Settlement, I know they're wording it in a weird way, but what this basically says is for the first time ever, central banks will be allowed to buy crypto to the tune of 2% come 2025. That's what it really says. So, Bank of International Settlement has endorsed a new global standard under which central banks will get to decide on the amount of exposure commercial banks can have to digital assets. Okay, up to the tune of 2%. So central banks can go out here and decide, hey, we're gonna have 2% of crypto, like in reserve for our reserves. So imagine then they're buying Bitcoin or Algorand or XRP or Ethereum to the tune of 2%. Amazing. Amazing. So not only that, and then by this time in 2025, BlackRock and Fidelity and all of those will have Bitcoin ETFs. Institutional money will make crypto fly, in my opinion. No agree, no Lambos till 2024. 100%, bro. 100%, bro. So personally, I'm loading as many bags as I can before 2024. All right. Check out like if you want to do like something and not necessarily trade, check out the video I made here. I think it is here it is. How I would invest 1500 monthly if I wasn't just trading. I gave 2 options, splitting it into fours. So it's like 25% into 4 coins, splitting it into five, which would be 20% in 5 coins. However, I would suggest swing trading, if you are in that point of your career, if you do feel comfortable with that, because you can get things like this, like Clean Spark, like, hey, 4x, maybe I decide to take profit there. That's on you. Like when you choose, always have an exit strategy, right? Because we do have things that are out here, like kind of quote unquote easy money things, like Algorand, that are at a near 3 year low that you can come out here and take advantage of, right? Near 3 year low. You see it right there. And shout out to the Patreons, and shout out to us, because we did tell you guys about one. We've been mentioning it for a long time now. DAG. Look here at DAG. It's finally trying to pop up. This is on the week chart. But if we go over to the day chart, let's get rid of the ones below here. This guy went from 2.5 cent all the way up to 4 cent. There we go, right? And we've been telling you about it for a while. Um, okay, and besides the Wyckoff and stuff, there's this you can see these blue lines that I have drawn here, right? This is another good tip, guys. There's what's known as the Golden Cross. This one doesn't have the Golden Cross actually technically yet. I guess I'll have to go to something called to XRP to get it, but it's starting to try to get the Golden Cross going on. So this is why I invest in things kind of before the Golden Cross, and I use other tools like oversaw the RSI, where you can see oversold and overbought, and Wyckoff, where you can see kind of the pendulum swing here, with the green being at the top of the green or the bottom of the red here. But there's also the EMAs, and the EMAs can also tip you off too. And this one is not as clear of an example as if I go over here to something like XRP. So when the blue line crosses the red line, that's what's known as a golden cross. That's when the 50 EMA crosses the 200 EMA. That usually gives you a tip off that something is going bullish. Okay. In this sense, XRP went from 40 something cents all the way up to 80 something cents. And you would have known here with this crossing. I also have the 8 EMA, which is the lighter blue. When the 8 EMA, whenever the smaller EMA crosses the bigger EMA, so 8 EMA crosses 50, kind of tipped me off a little early. That's at the 38 cent point. And you can go back earlier and see points where 8 crossed 50, but not until here that 50 crossed 200. Okay. There are other examples of that. XLM. You can see here, well, 8 cross 50 here. If you were waiting for a 50 to cross 200 here, you would have missed it, because that didn't happen really to right here. But still, if you wanted to try to do it right here, that would have been late. That's why I turned on the 8 crossing the 50. That's kind of like the better deal to me, because 8 cross 50 like right here in January. So, but just another quick tip. So, what do you think the price will equate to? Um, okay. I can show you that here. What it has been is the previous low. Well, the previous high, it's always kind of like been three times. I don't know what just happened there. Can I? Okay. So it's always three times the previous. So the precedent for the last two halvings is here's the halving, the last halving. Here's the halving before the last one. So we got to 17 here, and we basically went three times 17 here to 69. Okay. So my target would be somewhere near three times 69. So three times 69 is somewhere near 150-ish K. So it at the very least there, right? Oh, that's even higher, isn't it? So at the very least right here for the next bull run. But the way it's looking with institutions coming in and all this other stuff, it may very well be higher than 150 for Bitcoin. But that is the least place right there. And that's shown with this precedent of the last two halvings. So, do you guys like seeing this black better, or do you like the light better? Let me know because I'll keep it light. If light works better, the white one works better, or if the dark one works better. Let me know which works for you guys. What's up, Jamaican XRP? Let me kill the Telegram here. Black. Okay, I'll put it back on black. Black is cool. Okay. What's up, our patron? I'm doing well, brother. I'm doing well. Okay, so there we go. Um, XDC, XDC, I don't think it's really reached a point yet. But if we use that same theory with what's going on with Bitcoin, right? Um, in the last bull run, XDC got to around 19 cents. So then maybe 60 cents is where we'd be looking to like take some profit. But again, remember, XDC is a settlement coin for R3 Cordia. R3 Cordia has all these different banks, settlement banks, working with it. Wells Fargo, SBI, which we've already proved has some connections to Ripple, Nexi, Arcia, DTCC, Credit Suisse, Goldman Sachs, HSBC. So, yeah. So, quite possible it goes over 60 cents, but maybe around 60 cents is where you would want to take some profit. Not financial advice. I'm just speaking on what I would personally do in my portfolio because the worst thing to do here, guys, is to not take profits and then just let it just sink in on you. You know what I mean? Like there are always going to be some deals that you can out here find, but you really have to choose for you when the best time is to take profit. Because it's better to take profit and look for the next deal than to not take profits and just be, you know, butt out here. You know what I mean? So just FYI. All right, Chris likes the light shade. Everybody else likes the dark shade. Um, just let me know if there's something you need to see, Chris. I'll just lighten it for you. Um, so I'll stay in the dark shade, but if there's something you need to see, Chris, in the light shade, just let me know. I'll lighten it for you to see. What's up with Jasmine? Um, it was running, but it pulled back. So very funny. What's up, E? Shout out to E. E's in the um, in the Telegram. He's a moderator in the Telegram. Shout out to E. Also, did you mean Litecoin? Let's see here. So let's address Jasmine and let me know, Chris, if you meant Litecoin. Um, so Jasmine, what happened with Jasmine is Binance put it on this like I forget what they call it. Like they put it in this like this different category that was basically meant that it was like a risky asset. Okay, that's what happened to it, and then it tumbled after they did that, which is very funny. Shout out to Max at My Crypto Talk Now. I was on the show with Max yesterday, and he was showing how all of these Binance wallets just picked up a lot of Jasmine. I think it was something to the tune of like 530 million. 530 million Jasmine. So looks like they fudded it only to go buy it up because they know something's happening. Okay. Jasmine is really big in Japan. There are rumors that there might be a Binance Japan launching or running. So, and Jasmine just has a whole bunch of stuff going on in Japan with Internet of Things. We've been over it a little bit. My guy at Max at My Crypto Talk Now, he goes over it even more. So, watch what we have here at Blackrue Investing. But I definitely suggest you to go over to my guy Max channel as well. Can never have enough good resources, and Max will give you the information. He won't shield you. I'm only going to recommend people who are genuine around here. So definitely um, check out those resources. But saying all of that to say, Binance flooded it and it just bought a whole bunch of it. So I think it'll be okay. I definitely think it'll be okay. Do I have a price target for this? Do I have a place where I think I'm going to get out? Not at this point. Not yet. I'm still accumulating my bag of Jasmine. I really don't know where I'm going to get out of this one, but I do think it has a very bright future ahead of itself. And that Binance FUD was just what it is, just FUD. I think they're going to be fine. What channel is Max on for Jasmine? My Crypto Talk Now. Let's go over here and take a look here. Uh, I can't type. Crypto Talk Now. So let's go to YouTube and then let's type them in. I thought my browser would just take me to my Crypto Talk Now because I watch them constantly. And I might have to adjust some of my show times because we do come on at the same time at some point. So because Max also is a Phoenix guy, so it just happens that those times match his times. So yeah, you can see the show that I was on. Definitely check that out. It's a cool show. Um, and yeah, this is my crypto talk now. He does some of the greatest Jasmine content out there. That's Max. That's Larry. Cool guys. Cool guys. Check them out. So you can see here, Jasmine. That's some Jasmine content. That's some Jasmine content. He does a lot of Jasmine content. Jasmine, Jasmine. Very a lot of Jasmine content. I don't think that XLM is coming back down to 10 cent. If it does, it might happen sometime in October, but I don't think it's coming back down to 10 cent anytime soon. For me, I just dollar cost average into things. Um, if you feel like you need some XLM right now, go right ahead. But just know, come October, you might be able to get some more. Just that's how I feel with things. Um, because you just never know. And then Litecoin's halving is coming up in August, okay? And it is playing some games with us. So I don't know why it's showing me all these random. I just want Litecoin. I don't want to know why all of these shorts are coming up. I don't really want that. Okay, there we go. So last halving already popped off by now. Maybe this halving is going to wait a little bit after the halving, but it is such a good deal. I think sitting here at $93, and we've been talking about this since 70 or 60, right? So, but I still think at 93. So, FYI. Yeah, guys, nice show today. Catch me again on Wednesday. If you have any other questions, guys, I'll be around in the Telegram. Completely free to join the Telegram. Thank you guys so much. Have a good day, guys. Peace.